to the mayor and all of the other members here. Unfortunately, the first thing I need to mention, which is not good news, but there is very likely going to be a government shutdown. Um, I'm not at all happy about it. I think the situation here has gotten worse and worse over the months, and I can't see how it can be avoided right now. The only way it could be avoided is if adults sit around the table and talk about ways in which we can agree on what to do with the government of the most powerful economically and militarily union in the history of the planet. But the problem here is um, we we passed a spending bill in March, which contained earmarks that I usually fight for so that I can spread some money out across the district that I represent. But and we had also about $50 million that was going to a part of those dollars were going to come here. We were going to be able to probably put solar panels on the homes of maybe 1,000 people across the district and completely provide energy for an urban shopping center on MLK Boulevard, where my office is. That's had some difficulty making it. And so one day I wake up and go to the office here in DC, go to my office, and we're told on a Zoom like this that all the money has been taken, and there was nothing we could do about it because um, uh, we'd have to get the Supreme Court to say that it can't be done, and with a multitude of other issues, that money was just taken, all of it. And you can't find a human being on the planet who could come and sit down right here and tell you where it was spent. All we know is that it was taken, and we have asked for some guarantees that this is not going to be done again. The word rescission is what you probably heard on TV, and rescission could come at any time in this situation. I've been here almost 21 years, and I've never seen that kind of thing done. And we are in desperate need of trying to make sure that our government functions right now because uh, our state is about to get hit very hard. I met with uh, Taiwanese officials 2 days ago, and they wanted to talk to me about the bean issue, soybeans, which is our number one export out of Missouri, and the tariffs have just torn the economics of the rural areas around Kansas City, and so the farmers are not happy right now. I invited the Taiwanese people to Kansas City in 2 weeks, I think, to try to sit down with them, and I'll bring farmers in to try to work out something external to the federal government to try to help the farmers in the midst of all of the tariffs, which, as I think most of you probably know, there's no such word in contemporary language or the synonym for tariff is tax. And so we are not in a good at a good moment. And I would what I would love to have been able to say this morning is, hey, we just got another earmark for Raytown, and I could jump with joy. That's how I like to spend my time. But I also felt like if we were gonna if I were gonna have a chance to speak with you, I needed to at least tell you what's down the road, even if it's not good news. I don't know how long the shutdown will last. We have not been able to negotiate because there's been no meeting of each side of both sides here in Washington because one side was told not to meet with anyone and that they'd have to just take the continuing resolution, which is the kind of the money I'm talking about now. Just take what comes their way. So I apologize that I couldn't just come in with good news. That's what I think I came up here to do, is try to do things for my constituents that they would declare to be good news. So I can respond to any of your questions as honestly and truthfully as I can. And we may, the thing may be short. If there's some kind of miracle that happens today, it may be averted. But I don't see it right now. So if any of you like to respond, give me a question that I can answer, I certainly would like to do that.
All right, well, we got Matt out. Congressman Cleaver, appreciate you being on the call today. Did you want to speak about any of the redistricting?
Yes, I can do that quickly. About a month and a half ago, the White House called Governor Kehoe and asked him if he would redistrict. And he, as I understand it, said, well, it's not that time yet. And but they insisted that he do it. So they proceeded. And so Kansas City will be divided into 3 districts. Troost is going to be the border on one side, and west of Troost will be a part of Mark Halpern's district, and another section of it will be in Sam Graves' district. And the problems with that are multifold. One, we're supposed to redistrict every 10 years. And this is the middle of the 10-year period. And every congressional district is supposed to have about 800,000 residents, thereabouts. And we know pretty much how to draw the lines based on the census, the data from the census. Well, we've had no census, so there will be inequities because a lot of this is based on a lot of the money that comes to areas around the country based on block grants like CDBG. And for Raytown, the CDBG dollars are sent to Jefferson City, and you have to compete with them with other communities around the state, which I don't like that part. And then there are the so-called entitlement cities, where, like Kansas City, the larger cities, where the money comes in and uh, and there's a lot of flexibility on how those dollars are spent. So the House and the Senate held discussions down in Jefferson City, and it was voted to redistrict, no matter what the Constitution said, or the tradition. All of that was thrown out of the window, and my district will now go all the way to the Ozarks, um, which is unfair to the people in the Ozarks and to the people in our community. And the goal was to dilute the strength of Kansas City as a whole, the Kansas City metropolitan area, to dilute the district, so that the blocks of Democratic voters, I'll just go ahead and say it, would be broken up, so that even if all of them voted the same way, it would be too little to overcome what is being done in the other districts. The state of Texas was put in the same situation, and they've completed the process. In Missouri, we've completed the process, except the ACLU filed a lawsuit. The NAACP Legal Defense Fund and former Attorney General, who has been dealing with these issues for a number of years, has also filed suit. And I did go down to Jefferson City and testified. I left Washington. I just couldn't sit up here and vote while that was going on, so I went down and testified. And I think Eric Holder's group will deal with all kinds of things. The districts, all districts are supposed to be contiguous. The one that they just drew is not. And they also, there's a question about whether the governor could call a special session. And each of those sessions will cost about $2 million. So to bring in, because they're not in session until January, so the cost to the state is enormous. But many of them had no choice. The Speaker of the House, arguably the second most powerful person in government, whether it's the state or the federal government, stood up and said that this is wrong. He said, "I don't want to be a part of it. It's not helpful. It's gonna help try to help those who would like to tear up the nation." He's a Republican from Lee's Summit, and who I have enormous respect for, only because he to stand up as he did and say that, and then follow through by not voting, took a lot of help, because you're under the microscopic view of the President of the United States. And then the chair of the Appropriations Committee from Springfield in the Senate stood up and did the same thing. He said, "This is not right, and there's nothing we can say, no matter what our politics might suggest, that this is anything that's right." And as a result of that, they removed him as the chair of the Appropriations Committee almost instantly. I want to make sure everybody understands. Whatever your political philosophy might be, this is not normal. I just want just to understand this is not normal, and it's not helpful to uh, our nation. It's just tearing us more and more and more apart.
Mr. Mayor, did you have a question you wanted?
No, he answered what question I was going to ask, because I know he and I spoke when he was here giving us the congressional proclamation for our 75th birthday, and what we could do. That was ahead of time before they voted in Jeff City about redistricting. So thank you, Congressman, for answering that ahead of time. I appreciate it so much. I appreciate your service.
I know we had you for a limited time. If anybody had any questions they wanted to get in, go ahead and. Oh, Alan Thompson was the first one I saw.
I guess one of my biggest concerns is the debt of the United States. Our debt ratios are way out of whack from where they used to be and where they should be.
Yes, sir.
At what point is that going to get under control, or are we going to end up like Venezuela?
I hope not. Venezuela. Yeah, you are right on target on the debt issue, and we're spending more. We spend more money on the interest of the debt than the whole budget of the United States. It's tragic, and I think we do we waste so much money. It's just, I mean, it's just tragic. I'll give you an example. I can give you a lot of examples, but one is that we're getting ready to spend $200 million on a ballroom here in Washington. And maybe it's needed urgently for something. I'm not sure what, but that's just a small example. $200 million for a ballroom. And I'm not opposed to it just because I can't dance. I'm opposed to it because we're wasting money on things that don't matter. And we're not addressing all of it. It's a long story. I don't want to take up your time. I'd be happy to come out and have a fireplace chat about all of these issues and more. But I agree with you, Mr. Thompson. I think it's out of control, and we haven't had a balanced budget since Truman Gingrich. So it can be done. Two people whose beliefs are antithetical to each other were able to do it. Newt Gingrich and Bill Clinton. But they worked together, and they were able to do it. And I don't know if you could find two people who are more opposite than Gingrich Clinton. So it can be done. Tip O'Neill and Ronald Reagan used to fight all day from morning till night. And then Reagan would have him over to the White House. Both of them did like cognac. So they sat around the fire in the White House, drink cognac and help solve some of the problems. I mean, I would love to see those days return. But it can't happen if somebody comes to me and says, Cleaver, I understand that you represent 800,000 people. So I think we need to talk to you about what the budget is going to be. And I said, yeah, absolutely. But that's not what happened. What happened was we have already put the budget together. You don't have enough power, enough votes. And so this is the budget, take it or leave it. That's what just happened. And I would take a polygraph test or stand in a sacred place and tell you again what I just told you. It's factual. It's not political. It is a fact. So I apologize because it's not healthy for the nation. I've got 4 kids, all of them went to school in Raytown, all 4 of them. And I would like to see them have the same America that I had, or that most of us had. I mean, most of you are too young to remember the 1960s, but I'm not.
Congressman, I'm so sorry to interrupt. I think you're running late for the press conference, and the schedulers have asked me to make sure you're watching the time.
I wasn't. I got carried away. I'm sorry, everybody. If you'd like, Devin and Daisy can stay on, and I've got to run out of here. I live right across the street in the Methodist building, but I still have to get there. So thank you a lot. Appreciate everything.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Appreciate you joining us this morning.